Richmond TV presents This Week in Richmond.
Welcome to this special episode of This Week in Richmond, where we are solely focusing on the 61st Good Old Days Festival happening on September 4th through the 7th. While we won't be able to touch on every event, this episode is meant to be an overview of events. For all details, you can visit Richmond Good Old Days website at www.richmondgoodoldaysfestival.com. We also have 3 interview segments planned with Matt Ricks, co-chairman of the Good Old Days Festival, the Grand Marshals, and the 2025 Miss Richmond and Court. Stay tuned. Motor events are located in the back of the festival grounds and will be featuring a slew of events between Thursday and Saturday. Tickets are $10 for adults, $5 for children 4 to 12, and pit passes for $20. Bump and Run is on Thursday at 7 p.m., Figure 8 Derby is on Friday at 7 p.m., and the main event, Demolition Derby, is on Saturday starting at 3 p.m. Before the start of each of these will be the Power Wheels Derby and is for kids ages 3 to 10. There will be a whole lot of events aimed at children during the festival. Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. will be the free family foam slip and slide at BB Street Park. Make sure to wear your bathing suit and join us for some foamy fun. The Children's Main Street Parade starts at 11 a.m., going from Beach Street to the Fire Hall along Main Street. The theme this year is Hometown Heroes. Directly following the Children's Parade is the Ping Pong Ball Blowout. Prizes will be redeemable at the Good Old Days Barn and will go Saturday until 6 p.m. and Sunday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. only. Golden Ball drawing will be happening at 6 p.m. on Saturday. Children's Sidewalk Chalk Contest goes from 1 p.m. until 2 p.m. Art will be finished by 2 p.m. and the winners will be posted in the barn at 2:45 p.m. The Good Old Days Festival will have a slew of entertainment options. On Thursday from 6 to 9 p.m. will be Strikers on the Mound presenting Music Bingo. On Fridays, Strikers on the Mound will be back for Trivia Night. Starting at 8 p.m., the Beverage Tent will be hosting Northbound Band on Friday. On Saturday, Art in Motion Richmond Dance Academy will be performing at the BB Street Park Gazebo at 12:30 p.m. Leap of Faith Dance Studio will be taking over the same location at 2:30 p.m. The Saturday night entertainment at the Beverage Tent will be the Gobies starting at 8 p.m. After the parade on Sunday at the Beverage Tent will be the Classic Pipes and Drums group. And last but not least, the Detroit Lions home opening versus the Green Bay Packers on 4 big screens will start at 4 p.m. in the Beverage Tent. And now on to the miscellaneous events. But remember, there are so many events going on that weekend. Make sure you check out the festival brochure. There will be a link in the description. Opening ceremonies will be on the festival stage starting at 7 p.m. in Bailey Park. This event includes the Little Miss Richmond pageant, and entries must be signed up by the end of August at the Lois Wagner Memorial Library. Skirbeck Family Carnival Midway will be open starting on Friday at 3 p.m. until 11 p.m. They open on Saturday from noon until 11 p.m. and on Sunday from 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. On Friday, between Monroe and Water Street at 6:30 p.m. will be the Outrageous Outhouse Races. Saturday night will feature the fireworks show starting at 9:30 at the festival grounds, sponsored by North Star Bank. Sunday is what everyone is waiting for, the Great Michigan Parade, which is Michigan's largest musical marching parade. It starts at 1:30 p.m. and goes from Armada Ridge to Mary Street. We'll be right back to talk with Matt Ricks, Rich and Sue Weinart, and Miss Richmond and her court. Stay tuned. Welcome back to This Week in Richmond. I am now joined by Matt Ricks, co-chairperson of the Good Old Days Festival. Thanks for joining us today.
Well, I'm happy to be here.
So for viewers who may not be familiar, what is the Richmond Good Old Days Festival all about?
So the festival was created back around '63. A group of organizers got together, including my grandfather, and I think what they were trying to portray upon the town was bringing some emphasis to Richmond. Obviously, we didn't have internet back then, so they wanted to bring people into the town, see the businesses, see the area, see how wonderful this area is, try to help businesses. It's always been a big part of our goal is to give back to the community, back to the schools, clubs, everybody. So they started it up back then, got it, the first one was in '64, and we've been Full ahead steam ever since. 62 years and counting.
So how did some of the reasons, but wasn't your grandfather one of the people that started it?
He was, as far as the stories I've heard. He wasn't going to be on the first board, and as far as I remember, it was something about they elected a board up at the auditorium where all the old town meetings used to take place, and the guy that was in charge just wasn't getting there, so they said, hey, you were part of this, you get on that board. So he led the charge for a couple of years, and then he would step back. He always had something going on. He was a very busy guy. So
right. So what are some of the signature events or attractions people can look forward to this year?
This year is a new thing for us. We've always had 3 days of motorsports, bump and run, figure eights, and the derbies. But this year, the promoter came to me and said he really wanted to run the state championship race for not only the derby that we've held for years, but the bump and run. Okay. We got an excellent track. Gary Bertassi and his crew, one of the best around. So he said, what do you think? I said, yeah, that sounds good. More cars, more people. It's always a good thing for us. So that's going to be one of our big deals. Last year, I think we had like over 125 cars just on Thursday night. And Thursday night's light for attractions just because it's that first week of school. Yeah, it's always hard. We've struggled with some events over the years trying to figure out like what brings them in. But no matter what you do, it's a tough night. So probably one of the best crowds we've ever had last year, and I think this year will just be better. There's a lot of other, the Grand Parade, that is a big deal. We are known throughout the entire state of Michigan for that. The Thanksgiving Day Parade, they, look at our parade to see who they should get for some of their bands. They've been doing that forever. Our Children's Parade, there's so many things. Our schedule is absolutely packed full of excellent events that we have fine-tuned over the years.
The parade is always a crowd favorite. Can you tell us what makes it so special?
So one of the big things about our parade is that it is invitation only, and we hope that people don't take that the wrong way, but we want a great parade. Many years ago, the parade was at a level that just needed a good kick in the butt. So a big group of guys got together and took it over, and Mark Danielle was one of the key people. He was one of our recent Grand Marshals, and it was easy to get him as a Grand Marshal because of realizing the amount of work he did, the miles he put on over those years. He went out and just found the best acts we could find from any parade we could go to, and I think that's what makes the parade special. It's not just your generic parade. There's some parades that our queens go to. They come back and say it was a great parade, but ours is still better. Like it's just and it's not a one-sided thing. We really try very hard to make our parade special, and that's why we're known throughout the state for not only the largest musical marching parade in the state, but also just for a phenomenal parade that people request to come to our parade, which you don't normally see on parades. Right. Normally you're out there, searching for just to fill up a lineup, but we have a lot of people that call us that, hey, we want to be in that parade. Right. You get your notoriety out of it, so. For sure. Good thing.
Can you walk us through how the Grand Parade is organized, from like the lineup to the final float? Yeah, it's a big deal. Everything in Good Old Days is year round. I get that question all the time up at my shop. Like, oh, did you guys start planning? It's like, yes, right after last Good Old Days. My sisters, my wife, and my cousin all run that parade. They are working every single month. It literally is something, talking to band leaders. That's a lot of our bands are high school bands. A lot of those guys, last day of school, they check out. So, you got to get them before then, because otherwise they come back like right now. Right. And we need to know a few weeks ago if they're actually showing up. So there's a lot of emphasis on the bands right away at the beginning of the year. And then we work on attractions, bringing in other people, going out recruiting. Years ago, my dad and I went to a Woodward Dream Cruise. Saw this really cool fire truck that was, I can't remember the town, but it wasn't like a fire truck. It was like a hot rod fire truck. Okay. And my dad's like, that is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Let's go talk to him. Same thing, we were at Woodward a couple of years ago, and we saw the Ghostbusters. Yeah. My wife and I were passing by, and it's like, we've never had the Ghostbusters. Let's go talk to them. Right. They're like, where is Richmond again? But within a couple of weeks, they said, yeah, hey, we looked on your YouTube. Thanks to you guys, we checked this out, and yeah, we want to be there. They've been at 10, 15 of our parades. Yep. From there, they've gone to other parades, and people are like, hey, we didn't realize you guys were around. So our parade, it takes so much effort, so much work. It is a small group community that just
runs with it. You know, the week of Good Old Days, you'll see us out there on Saturday putting up chalk marks on the road, trying to line up the parade for the next day. There's a small army that shows up on Sunday morning for breakfast. We buy them breakfast, and then we put them to work for the next 10 hours. I don't know if it's a fair trade, but these guys keep
Free
coming
food.
back. So, yeah, it goes a long way with us.
So, all right. Are there any new activities or entertainment planned for this year's festival?
One thing I'm happy to say is Horseshoes is back. We had a gentleman that ran our horseshoe tournament for many years, and sadly he had passed away. We begged for some of the other guys to show up. Hey, please just run this for us. They all wanted to throw shoes. Nobody wanted to be the guy. You know,
Right.
So much the case in so many things. But so we had to kill it last year, and we were talking to some guys, all the Berg brothers from Bangers. They do all the cornhole, and said, you know, we'd love to have somebody do this. And of course, they're like, yeah, we'll do it. It sounds great. You know,
Cool.
so we're doing a one-day singles only event, but it's, you know, Horseshoes is one of the founding events of Good Old Days. So we'd like to try to keep some of these things going. You know, sometimes they don't always partake to our times now. We don't do rope pulling anymore.
Right.
But, you know, Horseshoes have been around a long time. So that I'm happy to bring that back. Entertainment, we do have two new bands. One is Northbound Band. They really creating quite a name for themselves around this area. So we got them for Friday night. And then DJ Weaver, this was tipped off to us from one of our chair people. She saw him and said, this guy's good. We got to get him. So that's new entertainment this year. And then we always have the Golbies are coming back again this year for Saturday night. They do a good job.
Yep, always do. How do you decide which performers, vendors, and activities to include each year?
With the performers, it's that's on my dad. He does that for the beer tent and beverage tent, and it is really word of mouth. We get some people through our website, like, hey, check me out. And I mean, my biggest thing is I filter a lot of those. I want to see where you've been. You know, if you haven't been around here, then we have a crowd. We have, you know, a certain thing keeps that tent going at night.
Right.
You can't just throw a country act in there.
Yeah.
You know, you got to have somebody that can play a little bit of everything. So a lot of it is words of mouth, like I said, and they play local places. You know, a couple of people will go out and check them out, see if they're good. You know, we've been in this game long enough that we know what's going to work in a bar versus what's going to work in a 2,000 people beer tent.
Exactly.
To keep that crowd moving. You know, you want to keep everybody going. With vendors, our vendors is it's a tough spot. You know, there's so many things going on our same weekend that our vendor chairman, he's really trying to work hard at trying to go out there and recruit good vendors, but also getting vendors. You know, you don't want to just scoop up whoever you can. So I think he does a good job at that. You know, we have that vendor row right down Beebe Street, and there's a lot of good things there. I got one of my customers a couple of years ago. I convinced him to come and do it, Bushido Martial Arts. Never really thought about it. He came and did it, and he's like, man, I signed up 30 kids. This was an awesome weekend. I loved it. So sometimes it's just taking a chance and seeing if anybody wants to come out and help us out. And sometimes it works out phenomenally.
Good. Are there any competitions or contests that the festival goers can take part in?
A lot of, that's a good thing about a festival. A festival versus a fair, a lot of people don't realize a fair, you're pretty much paying for everything. With festivals, one of our downfalls is we don't, take in a lot of money because so many of our events are free. Our children's games, we have excellent chairmen at our children's performances. You can do all kinds of things on Saturday after the children's parade. It's an entire afternoon, evening of free activities for the children. Even the Horseshoes is, free. Like all these events are free. I think it takes, everybody's burdened so much with our economy. Yep. It's nice to come to at least our festival where you can walk around and do so many things and it doesn't cost you a dime.
Right.
By all means, we have our attractions, but there's so many things you can come and do and just hang out. We have a new chairman at our snowmobile and ATV vintage display. This guy, he's a local, Ed Madel. He's one of our new guys that we sucked into the festival, make him sign a contract in blood for the next 30 years to help us out. But he is very enthusiastic about what he can do with the event, how he's going to grow that event.
Right.
It's a neat thing to see. There's a lot of stuff that he has some pieces that have local history that he's so excited to bring out and check that out. So there is one big event that I wanted to hit on tonight. the outhouse races.
Okay.
I just was talking to somebody the other day about it, and they said, well, how much is it? I said, it's nothing. You just show up. We provide everything for you nowadays. You literally just have to bring a group of 3 people, come up there, embarrass yourself a little bit, running down Main Street, have some fun. You get a little trophy. St. John Plumbing, they came in to help us out again, sponsoring the event. There's so many things you can do that it takes a little bit of sweat and a little energy, but it's all free to walk around and check out.
Right. So how does the festival bring the community together?
Another thing that I just talking to a customer of mine today, they've been here all their life. And, much like my family, they said, my best part of Good Old Days is I don't step foot on the Good Old Days property. I said, well, that's very sad. He said, no, but what it is my entire family comes from all over, and we do an annual Good Old Days backyard party. We watch the fireworks. We listen to the band from a couple blocks away. I think that's one of the biggest things is this festival represents not only bringing the community together, but it's family reunions. It's class reunions in the beverage tent. Every class for 50 years has got people meeting up. I know people that fly in from California just to come back because they know everybody comes back to town. It is such a highlight for our community to emphasize what an awesome town we have and just, highlight the businesses. I mean, you're sitting at the parade. Maybe you finally have that chance to look around you instead of driving down Main Street in a tunnel. And you say, oh my gosh, I didn't know we had this, that restaurant. I've heard so much about that.
Right.
That's our biggest goal in Good Old Days has always been give back. So we give back to the schools, all the community groups. They probably make the majority of their yearly budgets helping with us. And it's in kind. I mean, we need them.
Right.
They need us,
Yep.
So I love that. That's a huge part of our festival.
Right. So what role do local businesses, volunteers, and organizations play in making it happen?
We couldn't do this festival without volunteers, first of all. There is nobody that gets paid in our organization, which I've emphasized that with my father a few times. Why did Grandpa get us into so many things that we volunteered time for? But, it is that whole fulfillment of your soul thing that you're doing something for the town that you're raised in. The businesses... Sponsorship is an enormous animal for us. We have a guy that has been just absolutely killing it with sponsorship. We try to emphasize on the town. It's not that we're trying to pilfer the town, it's that we want those banners of our local businesses right in that parade for everybody to see, because we have at least 60,000 people a year on Sunday. They're seeing 100 banners come down that street. So hopefully that gives them the idea that, hey, I'm going to go into Ken's, I'm going to check these guys out. They support the community supports them. I've learned that for generations. The organizations are really what help our festivals thrive. Lions Club runs all the food in the back for the Motorsports. If we didn't do that, I'd be standing there with pizzas. I mean, that's huge. Football, Richmond football carries our banners for decades. The class of 2026 just volunteered to do tent cleanup at 2 o'clock in the morning every night. And, we're going to pay them for all these things. Without all those groups, we have our core group of our volunteers, probably about 50 people or so. Every year, Saturday night, I'm already burnt out, but I go end my night at the tent, make sure everything's running smoothly. If there isn't people there, it's me and a couple of the beer tent people cleaning up garbage. It's not what we want to do, so we're more than happy to see those groups.
Right. So, when are the fireworks, and who's the sponsor for the event?
North Star Bank, Colby Green, manager over there. He has been my lifesaver for the last couple of years. He stepped in when another group had bowed out on us, and he has sponsored the North Star Bank has sponsored our fireworks. They're done through American Fireworks up in Memphis. Nick's been with me. We're trying to figure it out. It's been probably 40 years. Our firemen used to actually do our show.
Yeah.
They would just order in fireworks and do a show. Their supplier one year kind of hosed them a little bit, and Nick was new, and my grandpa heard about him. My grandpa called him up and said, can you throw a show together? In a short amount of time, he threw the show together. Within 10 minutes, my grandpa walked up and said, give me a contract. That was the best show we've ever seen here. I've been very happy with Nick. He's always helped us out. He's always done a fantastic job. Thankfully, we've always been Saturday at 9:30.
Yep.
Lights go out all over. We turn everything off, and he launches. So we pray for no rain, and I shouldn't even talk about it. But Yeah, thank you. Help me out.
Have you, and now I'm sure you can really attest to this next question. Have you seen families pass this tradition down through generations?
That's probably one of my favorite things about it is that generational, thing that happens. We're with my sons and my nieces, nephews. We're on 4th generation, obviously. There's plenty of families that are on 2nd, 3rd, and might be another one with 4th. But it is neat, and like I joke sometimes, that I was voluntold that you're here, and it's what I'm doing with my sons. But it is just nice because you see that so many of these groups, these are guys that have seen me since I was 2 years old. They're still out here helping.
Right.
I'm seeing kids that were 2 years old that now are teenagers helping me. It is a big family, and I have a Facebook page, just for our guys, and I say, hey, it's Richmond Good Old Days family. We are a family. We fight, we bicker back and forth, we yell at each other, during the heated times, but we are one big family, and I love that.
For someone coming to the festival for the first time, what's a must-see or must-do part of the festival other than the parade? Yeah,
the parade is the highlight, but we have one of the best carnivals, Skirbeck Family Carnival. They've been with us for many years. We just signed another contract with them. We couldn't be happier with them. They are one of the best around. I have gone to many of these to check it out. Goodall's also uses them. Same reason. They are phenomenal with their setups. They are great rides, great games. They're clean. Everything is good. Everybody's happy. It's not a traditional carnival. They are outstanding people.
Right.
And they come all the way down from the UP to hang out with us. And even though Bobby likes Michigan State, we give him some slack for that. But, that is one of our big attractions is we have an outstanding carnival. Our, like I was saying earlier, our demo derbies, we're one of the biggest races in the state with USA promotions. So I really have a hard time pinpointing things because I think we run outstanding events at a lot of what we do.
Right.
Really builds our reputation over all these years.
Okay. When and where is the festival happening this year, and how can people find the full schedule?
So our schedules, actually, I just got them the other day. They are being distributed. Another group are Richmond golfers, high school golfers. Bo Brockett over there, he jumped up to help us out a couple years ago, and he's getting them all out this week. You'll see them at local businesses. There's always some at the library up at City Hall. We'll have them at the barn. The barn will be open a lot too during the next couple of days, weeks. Our physical address for a GPS is 69500 Beebe Street, Richmond, Michigan, 48062. We have an outstanding website put together by our secretary, Julianne Kammer. It's www.richmondgoodoldaysfestival.com. There is another site out there. Please don't go on that one.
Yeah.
It got robbed from us years ago. And then we have an excellent Facebook page for not only our festival, for our Queens have their own page, all these things. Everything is on there. Our website has a full, beautiful schedule just like this one. You can see anything on there. It's all laid out. We've created Facebook events for our major things, so you can find those out there. It lists all of our information. Every question that you have is easily answered on our websites.
All right. What's the one thing you hope people will remember most after this year's festival?
I hope that people, and this is something I think about a lot, I hope people realize how hard a group of people works out of the kindness of their hearts and the freedom of, away from their families, to how hard a group of people does to make this one of the biggest and best events in the city of Richmond. Our volunteers are the backbone of this community. It's not just Good Old Days they're involved in. Our group is involved in everything. It's what keeps our town being so wonderful.
Yep.
I hope people see that. I hope people take a minute and say, wow, this is a big thing. This is a big deal.
Right.
I really, it's a joke. Like if you see somebody in a Good Old Days shirt, thank them. We don't need that. We're happy doing what we're doing, but just don't yell at us maybe would be don't be mad because you waited 5 minutes, in the Derby line. And realize what this does for our community. This is just an awesome thing to know that 60,000 people come to beautiful little Richmond. And just, you go down that parade route and you see nothing but smiles.
Yep.
People are excited for this event. Every town's got a festival, but Good Old Days is outstanding, and that's it's my personal statement, but I've been reassured that it's a good thing. So
is.
I'm
It
very
is.
happy to be a large part of this, and I hope people realize that our town's awesome. So it's a big deal.
Yep. All right, Matt. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you, Jason. Good to see you.
Thank you for joining us. All right, and you can go to www.richmondgoodoldaysfestival.com. If you go to the forums, you can see you'll see a link for a full PDF of the brochure. You can also find them around town at all the different stores, library, city hall, all the different places that you pop into. You can find a schedule there. We'll be right back to talk with Rich and Sue Weinert about being the 2025 Grand Marshals. Stay tuned. Welcome back to This Week in Richmond. We are now joined by Sue and Rich Weinert, the 2025 Grand Marshals of the Good Old Days Festival. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So how did you feel when you found out you were chosen as this year's Grand Marshals?
I think I was very excited about it, actually.
Yeah, I was surprised and honored. I mean, it was sort of totally caught me off guard. But
Well, it doesn't surprise me. You guys have been very active in the community for all these years, for as long as I've been working here, which has been a long time now. So what does the Richmond Good Old Days Festival, and especially the parade, mean to you personally?
I remember it as part of just the whole landscape of moving to Richmond. We moved into Richmond on Good Old Days weekend.
Wow.
And the fire trucks actually came around our circular drive in the back and blew their sirens. So it was kind of amazing. Yeah.
yeah, it was actually us moving back to Richmond. I was born in Richmond. Sue's from Holly. But yeah, I saw the first Good Old Days, which was 1964, I believe. So I was like 14. And we lived on Main Street at Division, right by the Richmond Flower Shop. So the parade went right by our house, and I seem to recall it came from the south and went towards the north, towards the cemetery at that time, but then they changed it.
Yeah. Now it's now it goes from Armada Ridge and ends at Mary Street. Used to be the Kmart parking lot, but just that extra step for all the people that were marching, that was just a bit too much. So, yeah. Why do you think the parade holds such a special place in people's hearts here in Richmond?
I think because it gives continuity to our town. Really, we've known a lot of the people who have been Grand Marshals, and it's just kind of fun to see how things change every year, but it kind of stays the same.
What are you most looking forward to about riding down the parade route?
I'm looking forward to seeing faces of people that I might not expect to see there at the parade, and old friends and family. It'll be quite an honor to get that attention, and it's going to be quite an experience.
I mean, usually the Grand Marshals usually get to ride around in a really nice car, so at the parade.
It'll be fun.
Have you picked out your parade wave yet? Are you going just with the classic princess wave, or?
I think it's going to be very organic, and I will wave whatever way I wave.
Whatever way your wrist allows. That's all that matters. Do you have family or friends coming out to cheer you on during the parade?
Our youngest daughter's going to try to be there with her 2 kids, so that'll be wonderful.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your sister, I think.
Yeah,
too,
I
is
think my
coming,
sister might be coming too. So that'd be
Plus,
fun.
you'll have all the people from Rags too cheering you on.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, what message or feeling do you hope to share with the community as Grand Marshals?
I think that Richmond is a special place. It has kind of down-to-earth values, and the parade is sort of at a time in the year when it's a kind of a changing of the season. We're walking away from summer and looking forward to the fall, and people kind of enjoy being together that one last time, and it's just a real good time.
Yeah, for me, it always signals the end of summer the beginning of fall, because it's always the first week that we're starting school back up. So it's always a fun time for me too. How does it feel to be part of a tradition that's been bringing people together for decades?
I think it's wonderful. It feels like we're a part of the town anyway, but it's just another way to be a part of the town. You know, we've been sitting on the curb for years. You know, so this will be different.
I mentioned I grew up on Main Street, and next door to our house on Main Street was Howard Bauer's funeral home, and Howard Bauer's father-in-law was Pops Ackerman. We called him. He was 105, and he was the first Grand Marshal of the good old days. So I was, you know, like a little kid, and he was quite a gentleman. And he was always dressed up, natty, bow tie or something, and did a lot of walking around town at his age. It was quite an inspiration.
Good. What do you like to say to everyone who's coming out to watch this year's parade?
Hello, enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. You know, it really is.
It is.
Yeah.
Are you guys looking forward to like participating in the opening ceremonies and all the other events that you're?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah.
We have a list.
Sue's looking forward to the snowmobile judging because she's
because I
she
know
knows
nothing about
snowmobiles.
Oh, this one looks nice.
Yeah, that's going to be it.
Yeah.
That's a loud one. Right. Well, all right. Well, is there anything either of you would like to add?
Just thank you very much for having us, and we look forward to this good old days.
All right. Well, thank you very much for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, we'll be right back to talk with Miss Richmond and her court. Stay tuned. Welcome back to This Week in Richmond. I'm now joined by the 2025 Miss Richmond and her court member Faith Thompson, Miss Richmond Grace Monkowski, and court member Olivia Ryan. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, how did it feel when you were crowned Miss Richmond in court?
It was definitely very surreal. Like, it was like all of our hard work paid off, and it was just kind of like we were super excited for everything that we get to do and like what's to come, because that was just barely the beginning of everything.
How about you two for being in court?
For me, I mean, I was super excited, honestly, like just being able to like be a part of like the festival in general too. Like that's like immediately what popped into my brain was, oh, I get to do the festival. That's so much fun. And just like, I think just being a part of this whole like organization, like Good Old Days Festival, along with just being a part of like Miss Richmond in court, it really is just so special. And I just feel like we're like the little trophies, and it just feels nice.
Yeah, I was obviously really excited, because I saw what the past queens got to do, so that was really cool to know that I was going to be able to be a part of that too.
All right. What does representing Richmond at the Good Old Days Festival mean to each of you?
For me, being able to represent just the town of Richmond in itself, I think it's just very just like rewarding, being able to give back to our community as a whole. I mean, all three of us have lived in this community our whole lives and like gone to the school and everything, and it just, I think we've just grown up with like being a part of like the festival in some way, even if it's just like to go ride rides as little kids. So I just think for us, it just feels, well, at least for me, it just feels just so like nice, and I'm just really, really excited for our festival.
Each of you like to speak
Sure,
on it?
yeah. I think it's a lot of like the giving back and just really connecting more with the community that we've been a part of for our whole lives, but maybe not like been so involved with. And I think that's really important.
Yeah, just to be able to represent Richmond in a positive way and give the little girls role models too. So so that's a lot of fun.
Big one.
Right. Grace, can you share a little bit about the process for competing for Miss Richmond?
Yeah, so there's the week of rehearsals is when that's really the beginning. We all get together. I guess that's actually after we send in our applications, but yeah, it's like a week of rehearsals where all of the contestants get together. We kind of go through the questions that might be asked and the just like the whole thing where we walk through. It's really a lot of getting to know the other girls, I feel like, is a big part of it, and getting to meet those people. So, yeah, it's...
All right. Olivia, what was the most challenging and most rewarding part of the competition?
I would say the most challenging part was probably the onstage question, just because you're talking to a lot of people. You don't want to, slip up, say anything bad. So, obviously that was nerve-wracking, but I also think that was the most rewarding, just because that's a big opportunity, big experience. So, it's a big deal. So, yeah.
And what about you, Faith? What was the most challenging and most rewarding part for you?
I think the most challenging for me was just trying to stay confident in myself, because I think I know that I know how to answer questions, and I know the answers to the questions weren't hard questions. It's just it's just trying to stay confident in yourself. But I do think the most rewarding is honestly just this in general, just being able to be here and represent our town. It's just so rewarding to me, at least, and being with these girls too. It's just really helped. I think all of us just keep our self-esteem up, and I'm just so excited that I get to be a part of something like this with these girls, especially.
Nice. So what other festivals and parades have you been a part of over the summer?
Yeah, so we started out in St. Clair Shores for our first parade, and then we've kind of been all over the place. We went to Yale, we went to New Baltimore, we were in Frankenmuth, Bayrama,
Fish Fly.
Yep, the Fish Fly Festival,
too, yeah.
Lexington, and then most recently we were in Memphis for their parade, so we've had a lot of fun. Yeah.
So what have been some of your favorite memories for each of you over this past summer? You already have one lined up.
Yeah, I know. I think for me, my favorite memory has got to be just seeing all the little girls who just get so excited to see us. Not even just little girls, but people in general, when they see our float go by, their minds automatically go back to a memory from the Good Old Days Festival from a couple years ago, just something that'll pop in their brain, whether it be the fair, the beer tent, the parade. It's just, people just get so excited to see our festival and hear that it's coming up. So that's my favorite.
How about you, Grace?
My favorite part is definitely when I'm sitting with the Little Miss Court member up on the top, and she's kind of just talking to me, and she's so excited, and everything is so big, and the world has so much to offer almost.
Right.
And it just makes me very excited for her, and how much she gets to experience, and hopefully one day she can be on the court too, and that would be really cool.
Right.
So,
Olivia?
Yeah, I would have to agree with Faith. Seeing all the little girls get really excited when we come by on the float is really cool, and just that they just get so excited. So,
How will you and your court be involved in the festival that weekend?
Yeah, so we'll kind of be here, there, and everywhere. We'll be at the Little Miss pageant. We'll be at the outhouse races, and
dunk tank.
Yes, we'll end up in the dunk tank.
Sure.
Yes, we will be there.
Unfortunately. No, just kidding.
Water ball, just kind of floating around, so it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure.
What are you most looking forward to about riding in the Good Old Days Parade?
I'm really excited to see the community and everybody I know, and it's just seeing everyone I know and being able to represent Richmond to Richmond and showing them how much I care about this community.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I think for me, it's just again, I feel like what I just keep saying is just giving back to the community. I think that is what I'm the most excited for, is just seeing everybody that I've just grown up with in general, is just seeing me grow from the bottom to the top and be here. I think that's absolutely what I'm the most excited about.
Yeah, just to be in our hometown in Richmond and seeing a lot of familiar faces, because even in Memphis it was cool to be closer to home and see a lot of familiar faces and just be familiar with the area. So.
Who has inspired or supported you the most during the journey to this crown?
For me personally, definitely my parents. They were kind of they even told me, they were oh, we didn't really know why you did this, but I guess we're glad you did, because it's fun and everything. So yeah, they've definitely been my biggest support.
Yeah. For me, I would definitely say probably my family, my friends. I was 2012 Little Miss Richmond, so it's like it's been no secret that I wanted to do this like my whole life.
Right.
Like I've been talking about this like since I was 5 years old. So I think like just my family and friends just seeing me like again go from being just that little girl that had that dream to now being here, it really is just like they just have been just so supportive of me, and I'm very grateful.
Yeah, I would also have to say my parents. They've just been really supportive for everything, and just excited as I am for it too. So.
What do you hope to accomplish during your time as Miss Richmond in court?
For me, I definitely want to focus on, I feel like we have so many opportunities with meeting new people to make really good impressions on people and make people feel good, like whether that's a compliment or a conversation, and just, again, like representing Richmond in the most positive way that we can. So, yeah.
What advice would you give to young girls in Richmond who dream of wearing the crown someday?
Definitely, first of all, go for it, 100%. I think that the biggest thing with this competition, this pageant, is stepping out of your comfort zone. And I feel like it's almost like a huge like self-esteem, like confidence, like I can do this, you know, whether you win or not, like when it's over with, you did it. You know, you took that, you stepped out of your comfort zone, and maybe you succeeded, and that's a big deal, I think.
So if you could add, so this one's for each of you. If you could add any float to the parade, no matter how wild, what would it be?
Oh my gosh. For me, I don't even know. I was gonna say like a Taco Bell float, but like I don't know. You know what? I think that's really popular in the town of Richmond. Everyone goes to Taco Bell, so I think for me that is what I would definitely add, and then throw like coupons out to the crowd.
I'd like that. What
Yeah.
about you, Grace?
I think it'd be super cool if we had like a cat float. You know, we had cats everywhere, and you just gotta like hold a cat. Like that's cool. I love cats.
I'd love that. That would be the best.
I mean, why not?
Exactly.
I would say some kind of like bubble float. I mean, what little kid doesn't like bubbles, right?
No,
so
it's
I
cute.
mean, I feel like that'd be a lot of fun. Probably really chaotic, but
Oh, I'm sure.
yeah.
So,
That would be
It's a
fun.
good idea.
kids, dogs, cats, they all love them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Which is more fun, the crown or the sash?
Oh,
100% the
I
crown.
would,
Yeah, no, the crown
I
is
mean,
shiny and everything.
Yeah, it's like a
Yeah.
princess. Like I feel
Right.
like a princess.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
definitely
The
my
sash is
favorite
cool.
part.
I
It's
will
cool.
say, I feel like I do like the sash though, because it like actually really does show like what we are, and like I feel like it sometimes I feel like if we didn't have the sash, then people would be like,
Why are they wearing
why
a
are we
crown?
wearing a crown? Like so, I do think the sash is very important because
Yeah.
it really does represent just what we are and
Exactly.
I
Yeah,
mean
they-
what we do too. Honestly,
Yeah, they go hand in hand. So.
Yeah.
The crowns let people find you, and
Yeah.
the
Yeah, they're
sashes
like,
tell
oh, like, what
people
are they?
who you are.
Yeah.
exactly.
All right. Is there anything else either any of you would like to add?
No, I honestly think we're just super
Yeah,
excited.
really
for this, so,
excited.
yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today. You can find all the information for the Richmond Good Old Days Festival on their website, www.richmondgoodolddaysfestival.com. You can also look them up on Facebook. You can also go to the Miss Richmond Facebook page to check out everything that they're doing throughout the year, because while they have the big weekend, they're doing stuff all year round from the start of the pageant until the next year's pageant. So thank you for joining us, and have a great day.